Hello, my chicks and peas, it's Carla, and I'm here again in my kitchen today with a brand new recipe for you. This is Lemony chickpea stew with magic green sauce. Some of the recipes I work on take me 3 or 4 or 5 tries to get right, but not this one. She was one and done, and I think it's because I knew exactly what I wanted. It is super fast, it's super beautiful, it's really healthy, and it's just something I want to eat at least once a week. So I am jazzed about this recipe, and I think you will be too. Before I fire up today's recipe, I do want to take a moment and thank today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I am not a huge resolutions person, but so far for me in 2024, my goals have been sleep, routine, protein, and therapy is a huge part of my routine. I am not being hyperbolic when I tell you that I would not be standing here in front of you if it were not for therapy. Therapy has helped me professionally, it has helped me personally, it has helped me psychologically, it has helped me be a better person, a better parent, a better partner, a better friend. My only regret about therapy is that I waited so long to start. BetterHelp makes starting therapy less scary and intimidating than you might think. You can opt for sessions over the phone, over video, by chat, whatever suits your preferences and schedule. BetterHelp's extensive network of therapists, over 30,000 strong, will make it easy and possible for you to get matched with the person who matches your preferences, your schedule, and your location. And if you feel like your therapist is not the right fit for you, you can switch with a click at no additional cost. Personally, I blew through 2 or 3 therapists before I found the right one. Join over 4 million people who have used BetterHelp to create a better, happier, and more fulfilling life. Taking care of your mental health is a very important part of managing your overall well-being. I tell my children all the time, mental health is health. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/Carla, Lalli, music. Not only does clicking the link support my channel, you will also get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. For Lemony chickpea stew, in the brain, I wanted lemony, lemony, lemony. I wanted layers of lemon, which is L-O-L. LOL now means layers of lemon. So that means lemon's gonna go through at multiple different stages in multiple different parts. The first way it's gonna go in is in some nice wide strips. So we need 3 lemons all day. We've got strips, we've got juice, we've got more juice. We have cooked juice and we have raw juice. It just makes it feel so like fresh and sunny, and in the middle of the winter, something that feels really bright and green and fresh. You need that little vacation in our minds of a sunshiny little stew. I need about 1/2 cup of juice. So if your lemon is huge, you might get that out of like 3 halves. It might take more, like 2 whole lemons. So we're just gonna see what happens. Always zest before you juice. Obviously, it's really annoying to try to pull zest out of a halved lemon. I didn't think about it, but winter being citrus season, like a Meyer lemon could be really nice in this too. It would be like a little more fragrant, a little bit sweeter. It's going both into my magic green sauce, and there's also juice in the chickpea and rice mixture. So I'll measure it as I add it, but just eyeballing it, I think I definitely have 1/2 cup. My lemon peel, I'm gonna set aside to go with my herbs and spices. So that's just a placeholder over there. I've got these 4 cloves of garlic that are gonna be sliced, and then a few stalks of celery. This is just the most bizarre skinny celery, so I'm using 4 of them. And I didn't call for this in the recipe, but now that I look at them, the herbs that I need for the magic green sauce, if you get celery that has lots of nice leaves like this, save those, set them aside, and you'll put them right into your magic green sauce, and there will be no waste. One and done. If you don't like celery, I would substitute with fennel. If you like the flavor of radish, I think a crunchy radish could be a nice thing instead of the celery. You could add onion if you wanted to, but I don't know, celery just sort of has really nice payoff. It keeps its shape. It mellows and sweetens so much while it's being cooked. Celery and lemon are delicious together. Celery and chickpeas are delicious together. I love celery, so I don't know why I'm apologizing. All right, so I just want to cut this into dice. So a lot of my recipes, I don't have you prep everything in advance. I'm very much about telling you when you've got inactive time and you can take care of some of your prep during the downtime. So for example, if a recipe called for having a pot of rice, you could put that pot of rice on and then kind of turn around to your cutting board and take care of some of your knife work. This recipe, it really does help you out to prep in advance. The rice and chickpea part of the chickpea stew cooks in 15 minutes. So it's very, very quick. What you want to do in that time is make the magic green sauce. And if you haven't prepped your ingredients ahead, the stew is going to be done before the sauce is, and then it's just not optimal. You want the stew to be done nice and hot, nice and saucy, and have the sauce ready to go. So celery, garlic, this is going to go into the rice and chickpea mixture. And now I've got ingredients for the magic green sauce. I need 4 cups of spinach and 2 cups of herbs. The magic green sauce originally was in Where Cooking Begins, and it was developed to go with this like long roasted lamb shoulder. And what's magic about the magic green sauce is that you can use any combination of tender herbs and it makes something delicious every single time. For this dish, I wanted to amplify and bump up the herbs with spinach, just to make it more healthy, more vitamin C, calcium, give it a little more heft to it. It feels like you're eating a vegetable without having like leaves of spinach. And when it comes to spinach, I really like mature spinach. It has so much more flavor than baby spinach, even though those packages of baby spinach are ubiquitous and seem so easy, but mature spinach has way more flavor, and I think it's cheaper. So I'm just gonna roughly chop about 4 cups of spinach, and that's gonna go right into the blender. So it's just waiting for us when it's time to blend everything up. And then additionally, I'm combining the 4 cups of spinach with around 2 cups of roughly chopped tender herbs and celery leaves. So I've got parsley, I had some cilantro that was about to die, I have some chives. You could use 1 herb and just use 2 cups of that single herb. You could use 1 and 1. You could do any ratio. You could do 1 3/4 cups of 1 herb and 1/4 cup of another. As long as your tender herbs measure out to be 2 cups total, everything else is gonna work. And they all taste really good together. Mint and chickpea and lemon, fantastic. Mint would be so good in this. And I think mint and spinach is like something magic happens with mint and spinach. But that's not what I have. I have these. The busy work for the magic herb sauce is now done. It's in the blender. It's hanging out. My rice is rinsed. My chickpeas are drained. My celery is good to go. And so now I just start building the stew in the pot. We were going so fast over there, I forgot to tell you about the leeks. This is 2 leeks. They were cut into rounds. They've been rinsed and they've been blotted dry, which is something that we didn't need to show you. You do need to wash your leeks. They can be very gritty and sandy in the in-betweens. So that is good to go. I have a nice shallow wide pot. You just need something with a lid. You can do this in a Dutch oven. You can use a 3-quart pot, just something that you can cover. So we're gonna get it started with 1/3 cup of olive oil. Don't worry, there will be more olive oil in this recipe. So there's a lot of Greek energy in this dish as well. Chickpeas, lemon, olive oil, just makes me feel Greek. All right, so I've got my delicious leeks, the celery and the garlic, all going in together. I'm gonna season this right away with some salt and pepper. Somebody asked me in the comments recently if I was like aware of how much salt I was using and if I had ever done the salt diagnosis for how many milligrams of salt, and the answer is no. And that is because I was blessed genetically with very low blood pressure, like almost too low, Like sometimes my mom will pass out for no reason because her blood pressure is low. And so I got that. And if you need to watch your salt, then I'm not the person to guide you. This is medium heat. It's not raging hot. I want to see everything start to sweat a little bit, release, and then I'm going to cover the pot. And that's just going to help things soften in a very short amount of time. After a couple of minutes, you will notice like lots of nice bubbling noises. That is a sign that liquid is releasing, and that liquid that is hitting the hot oil is like boiling down there. And that is when it is time to cover the pot. So I'm going to let steam happen, which creates pressure, which creates a lot of heat, which accelerates cooking and also makes it nice and steamy in there, so we're not under threat of burning and things are gonna get really soft and silky. In the couple, 2-3 minutes that is going, I'm just gonna get my little spice and herb mix together that is gonna end up as part of the aromatics here. But I've got a teaspoon of coriander seeds, so there's cilantro in the herb sauce that I'm using. If you were maybe using some fennel frond in your magic green sauce instead of cilantro, then maybe you want to use fennel seed here, and that would be really lovely. I thought about using cumin because cumin and beans and rice and mint all go really well together. So you could totally sub out the coriander for something else, but coriander has like nice lemony undertones, and this whole like lemony situation was happening for me. Also using dried dill. Not many dried herbs are great. Dried dill actually has really nice payoff. I happen to have it in the drawer. It is another one that if you wanted to use fresh dill in your magic green sauce, it would really go well with all of these flavors. So that is a situation that you could do. And then dried mint, unsung hero of the dried herb drawer, because it's a little bit uncommon in North America that we cook with dried mint, and it can be a little bit hard to find. It's not gonna be hard to find in like a Mediterranean specialty store, and it's not gonna be hard to find online, but a regular grocery store might not have dried mint. If that were to happen, you could double up on the dried dill, you could use oregano, or you could cut open a peppermint tea bag, which is totally edible, food grade, also dried mint, and you could just snip that open and put that in there. So these three things are just gonna get smashed up a little bit. I wanna break open the coriander seeds and get the hull of that seed kind of more than just broken in half because it's a little fibrous. Recipe also calls for some crushed red chili flake. I'm just gonna add that to this mixture so I don't lose track of it or forget about it. And the lemon peel is gonna go in at the same time as these dried things, so they're all together, no soldier left behind. All right, so it's been a few minutes. Let's have a look. Beautiful vegetable steam bath is happening. So now I have a beautiful oily, softened, vegetable, lightly golden garlic situation. I'm going to add my spices, my lemon peel, my chili flake, and those are gonna bloom in this nice hot olive oil. The lemon peel is included in that. So lemon peels have all of the lemon oil in them, and when they get warmed up and bashed about and start to cook, it's really gonna release all of that lemon flavor. And so cooking the peel into the base of the soup is just one of those LOL layer of lemons that is going on. Just want to cook this for 30 seconds or a minute. It's still sizzling down there. It smells really great. My leeks are starting to soften. I've got 2 cans of chickpeas, drained and rinsed. That'll reduce your sodium, draining and rinsing. There's a lot of salt in the bean liquid. Listen, as a bean queen, canned beans and canned legumes are so important. Love to have them. I love chickpeas. I love canned chickpeas. Instinct says to salt again. Sorry to my commenter. Now I'm gonna add the rice. This is long grain rice, and it's not that much of it, but wait till you see what happens. Now my rice is combined and also coated with oil. It's just like, I wanna eat this just exactly the way it is right now. I made some bouillon. This is just chicken bouillon dissolved in water. You could use a vegetable bouillon if you don't eat the birds, or you could just use water. There's enough happening here that's still gonna be really tasty. You just want 4 cups of liquid, whether you're using stock, bouillon, or water. If you are using bouillon, it is salty. Be a little bit conservative with the additional salt so that you don't accidentally oversalt your dish. All right, so now we have our next layer of lemon, LOL. So I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup, 2 ounces of lemon juice right in here. So this lemon juice is now gonna be part of the cooking medium. It's gonna get absorbed into the chickpeas. It's gonna be absorbed into the rice. It is a foundational flavor. It is also a high note finishing flavor. It's just layers of lemon, LOL. Bringing up to a simmer. 4 cups of liquid for 1/2 cup of rice is like way more liquid than you would ever use for 1/2 cup of rice if you were just cooking it. The rice is going to absorb a certain amount of it. The chickpeas are also going to absorb. There's going to be some evaporation. And in the end, I want something where the rice is perfectly cooked and there's enough available liquid in there to make this feel like a really nice vegetable stew. So we're back to magic green sauce. That's what we do while this is cooking. I want to put these 2 ice cubes kind of close-ish to the blades. Having a little bit of ice in here is going to melt and it'll help the blades turn because it turns into liquid, but it also keeps the mixture cold. The more heat, the more chopping, the more oxidation happens, the browner the sauce will be. So I'm also adding 1 clove of garlic. Just grating it directly in here. If you don't have a microplane, finely chop. Okay, next I'm adding 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast. This is gonna give that kind of cheesy, pesto, creamy, rich flavor. If you wanted to use parm, you 100% could. I just wanted to give the option for this to be vegetarian or vegan if you wanted it to be. And also, I love nutritional yeast and I love the flavor that it gives to this. And then we have the other 1/2 of the lemon juice. Layers of lemon, LOL. That's in there. I'm gonna season with salt and pepper. And this makes extra green sauce as well, which is really nice to just have around. So you can let everybody put as much as they want into their soup and then have magic green sauce in the fridge. Just gotta shove everything down to the blades. It's delicious and perfect. It's magic. According to my calculations, the stew should be done now because the magic sauce is done. Oh my God. Let's taste. So the stew is super easy. How do you know it's done? It is done when the rice has absorbed a bunch of the liquid and the rice is tender. So the lemon peel has gotten pale yellow and super tender. And I thought originally when I was writing it that we would have to pull these out, but like if it pleases you, you can eat that entire lemon peel. Delicious smells. Herby, the richness of the rice, the lemon, the whole nine. Okay, so I like to serve it with a nice big spoonful of magic green sauce. It's just gonna melt into the hot broth, and also any raw herbs that are in here, the raw garlic, the lemon juice, like they also start to transform when they hit the hot liquid. And then a little scoop of yogurt also. This is like cooling, but also tangy and brightens it up. And this is, I think, hugely important, really like adds so much, is a nice big squeeze of fresh lemon, a little pepper, more chili flake, a little drizzle of olive oil, and that is lemony chickpea stew with magic green sauce. I don't know what it is, but it's so freaking good. I really love this one. I haven't been this excited about a recipe that I've developed in a while. I dreamt it into existence. I couldn't be more proud. I have another favorite comment that I got recently, which I could write a whole dissertation on. This is from someone named, I won't give their entire handle, but says, lose the vocal fry, look it up. You will present much better. Fuck you.